The Garden of Lost Roses. In the heart of the English countryside, where rolling hills stretched to the horizon and rivers meandered through green valleys, stood an ancient mansion known as Blackwood Manor. The mansion, with its ivy-covered stone walls and stained glass windows, was a testament to a bygone era, a place where time seemed to stand still. Within the mansion lived a young girl named Eliza, a woman of radiant beauty and free spirit. Eliza had grown up in Blackwood Manor, surrounded by the memories of her family and the stories of her past. She loved the mansion, with its dusty rooms and secret passageways, but she longed for something more, something she could not find within its walls. One day, while exploring the grounds of the mansion, Eliza discovered a hidden garden, a place of unparalleled beauty. The garden was filled with roses of all colors and sizes, from velvety red roses to snow-white roses, from sunshine yellow roses to blush pink roses. The garden was a maze of paths and arches, with fountains and statues hidden among the flowers. Eliza fell in love with the garden instantly. It was a place of peace and quiet, a place where she could escape the outside world and dream of a better future. She would spend hours in the garden, reading, writing, or just enjoying the beauty around her. One day, while walking through the garden, Eliza came across a man. He was a tall, handsome man with dark hair and sky-blue eyes. The man's name was William, and he was the new gardener at Blackwood Manor. Eliza and William became fast friends. They shared a love of the garden and a passion for nature. They would spend hours talking about their dreams and hopes, their fears and worries. Over time, their friendship developed into something more. They fell in love, a love that blossomed like the roses in the garden, a love that was as beautiful as spring and as warm as summer. William proposed to Eliza in the rose garden, and she accepted without hesitation. They were married in a simple but beautiful ceremony, surrounded by their loved ones and the flowers that had witnessed their love. After the wedding, Eliza and William moved into a small house in the nearby village. They began a new life together, a life full of love and happiness. But their happiness did not last forever. One day, William became seriously ill. The doctors could do nothing for him, and he died soon after. Eliza was heartbroken. She had lost the love of her life, the man who had given her hope and happiness. She felt alone and lost, as if a part of her had died with William. She returned to Blackwood Manor, seeking solace in the rose garden, but the garden was no longer the same. The roses had lost their luster, the flowers had wilted, and the air was filled with sadness. Eliza sat on a bench under a tree and began to cry. She cried for William, for her lost love, for her stolen happiness. As she cried, she felt a hand on her shoulder. She looked up and saw a woman standing over her. It was an older woman with white hair and kind eyes. "Don't cry, my dear," the woman said. "Your love is not lost. It lives on in your heart, in your memories, in the roses in the garden." Eliza looked around and saw that the roses had regained their luster. The flowers had opened, and the air was filled with fragrance. "See," the woman said, "your love is like roses. It blooms in the spring, it wilts in the winter, but it always blooms again in the spring." Eliza smiled. She knew the woman was right. Her love for William would never die. It would live on in her heart, in her memories, in the roses in the garden. The woman gave Eliza a white rose. "This rose is a symbol of your love," she said. "Take care of it, and never forget the love you shared with William." Eliza took the rose and thanked the woman. The woman smiled and disappeared, as if she had never been there. Eliza returned to the mansion. the white rose in her hand. She placed it in a vase in her room and promised to take care of it forever. Every day, Eliza visited the rose garden. She tended to the flowers, watered them, and pruned them. And every time she saw a white rose, she was reminded of William and the love they had shared. Over time, Eliza's sadness faded and was replaced by gratitude. She was grateful for the love she had found, for the happiness she had experienced. And so, Eliza lived a long and full life, surrounded by the love of her family and the memory of William. The rose garden became a place of peace and happiness, a place where love always flourished. End